Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Phyllo, and today we're going to talk about part 3 of the Limsa Lominsa storyline, the final part. And I hope you all enjoy. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Quickly, we make our way to Swift Perch and talk with Phyllo to prepare for battle. It isn't long before the pirates show up with their leader, Bainris, who tells his men not to kill the civilians or it is their blood that will stain Lord Leviathan's altars. They can do what they want with the Yellow Jackets, though. Phyllo tells the squads to protect the townsfolk at all costs, and we engage with the pirates. We beat down the Serpent Reavers, and all seems to be going in our favor until a Void Scent shows up. With our fighting strength, we are able to take down the Void Scent and defeat the Serpent Reavers. Phyllo tells us that he will hunt down the stragglers, but not to let our guard down yet, just in case. After he leaves, a masked mage appears, telling us the source of our strength is clear, and while we bested his golem, we will not win today. He begins chanting in a language not known to us, and summons a lesser gargoyle to attack us. We manage to fend off the gargoyle and begin to attack the masked man. Thankfully, Y'shtola turns up, and with her aid, we are able to defeat him. Before he dies, he mentions that him, a paragon, was defeated by mere mortals. Y'shtola tells us that paragons are known as the bringers of chaos, or Asians. She recognizes that we have been blessed with a special gift. Soon, Phyllo returns, stating that if he had known someone like this was in hiding, he would have left a squad or 6 behind to help us. He is happy that now they can put the kidnapping investigation to a close, as the Reavers were the ones taking people and the masked mage was the one pulling the strings. He tells Y'shtola her assistance is very appreciated and to give his regards to the Scions. She tells him she is glad to have helped bring an end to the abduction. Before leaving, she tells us that she hopes we can talk more in the future as our fate is most intriguing. After she leaves, we notice a purple crystal where the masked mage fell and watch as it shatters and vanishes. When we head back to Raynor, he tells us we possess a strong arm and spirit with a sound judgment, and he only wishes Limsa had more like us. He thinks one day we will join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve Blufisfin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day. A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward, after all? Ha! Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Barracudas and Commodore Raynor have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the man who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast!
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Raynor tells us that it's not only unusual to be invited to a state banquet, but that rarely officers under her direct command get such recognition. He suggests we head back to Baderon and learn more about the state banquet, as he's surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. Baderon has already heard that we are to be Malvweb's guest of honor and teases that we are with the High and Mighty now. He tells us we need a touch of refinement about us, and the best way is to get some gentlemanly wear. He sends us off to Brugair Consortium, as she will know how to fix us up. She hands us a pair of shoes that she is certain will be adored by everyone at the state banquet. Baderon tells us that we are all set to go and just need to make sure we wear the new pair of shoes before heading to the banquet hall. The storm sergeant checks us for our shoes before allowing us into the banquet.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this man for his services to our great nation. May the navigator guide and protect him on his journey, till sea swallows all. These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the Navigator.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal. You bathed in her light.
Y'shtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands. Yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the Primals. When the Garlean Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance. And at the Battle of Cartano, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them. Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light. Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the warriors of light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold. Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the Barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it cost them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
We are being watched.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. God preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
God damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me! Damn it! Damn it all to the seventh hell!
What of the Barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir!
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louisoix.
Belay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat, and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what? We go to take our place beside Archon Louisoix. To your positions.
Kasbamul, Soginin Wese Donzul. Logalo, Asawad Deken Bet Mubut. Imarat way, Kiskat Toga Hats Waddle Dorns. Sis Nigem, Fisdun the only Lamrai Sadai Dorn.
We awake in our room, and Baderon tells us we passed out during the banquet, which caused quite the stir. He had to carry us back to the wench himself, though 'twas more like dragging. He says that we look a lot better after our nap, and likely overexerted ourselves with all our recent adventures. It turns out the Admiral summons us once more, when we are awakened and well. Baderon suggests not falling asleep again, as she probably won't take kindly to that. Quickly, we make our way to meet with the Admiral. She says that she is glad to see us on our feet again, and hopes we've recovered. She tells us that she wants to hold a ceremony to remember those who fell during the calamity, and remember the Warriors of Light. However, she wants the other city-states to do the same, and this is why she has summoned us. She would like us to be her envoy and deliver the message to the leaders of each city-state. We have proven ourselves an ally to Limsa, but that is not her only reason for choosing us. We have made a good impression on other important people as well. We agree to help, and she is happy in knowing so. She tells us that it is a hard journey by land and sea, but we will travel by skies. She tells us airships leave by the bridge, but before we depart, it would be wise to speak with Baderon, for he is well-traveled and can give us advice on the other city-states. She tells us the light of the crystal guides us, and she is assured our destiny will be no small thing. Baderon is more than impressed that we will be the envoy for Limsa. He tells us he is proud of how far we've come, and it brings a tear to his eye. He swears it is not the ale talking either. Well, most of it. He tells us of the trouble that plagues every nation, from internal struggles to beastmen, and their constant need to summon their primals. There's an ugly side to life, and we were bound to learn sooner or later. With that, we head off to our first destination, Gridania.
but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Agrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great meat guard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign. And a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartner. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume?
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Upon arriving, we speak to the Serpent Honor Guard, who tells us that he received instructions to assist us and tells us how to get to our destination, and we make our way there.
So you are the Lominsan envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
Kani-sana reads over the message from the Admiral before talking to us about the Battle of Carteneau. She says it feels like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all they hold dear. She tells us of Dalamud and how they did not know that a dragon, the Elder Primal Bahamut, laid within. Before long, he was released and began to cause destruction all across Eorzea. The battle was bloodier than she had ever seen, and she does not wish to see that kind of carnage again. She tells us she is surprised they even survived, for the flames had converged upon them, and she was prepared herself for death, only to see a brilliant light envelop her and relieve her of her senses. When she awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land that had been aflame was now not only in ruin, but had changed. The Archon Louisoix may have been able to help, but one of the mysteries is that he and many others never returned from Carteneau. Bahamut's destruction laid many nations to waste. Even to this day, they struggle to rebuild their lives and homes. Beast tribes continue to summon primals, and the Empire invades their borders, making their outlook bleak. Finally, Kani-sana agrees to the ceremony and assures us that word will get back to the Admiral, and thus we make our way to our next destination, Ul'dah. When we arrive in Ul'dah, we speak with the Flame Honor Guard, who tells us where we need to go for our meeting, and quickly head that way.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale. I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlvib says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Rauban reads over the missive and asks us if we are aware of what occurred that day. He tells us shortly after that they learned how to use Magitech, the Garleans began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by Solus Sos Galvus, they swiftly brought other nations of Ilsbard to their knees, and the Legatus became emperor of his republic and empire. Aline says the Emperor is now old, and with his health failing, he has no clear successor, which is why the Garleans have been quiet of late. But Raubahn says their commander, Legatus Gaius von Balzier, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. If he were to strike now, they would surely fall. Not just Ul'dah, but Gridania and Limsa as well. The Calamity has done much, and they have yet to recover from it. He tells us we are a divided realm, an alliance only in name. We must stand once more, and if we are to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Thus Raubahn agrees to the memorial, and tells us that he will send word to the Admiral for us. And thus ends the tale of Limsa Lominsa's starting area. Join me next week as we talk about the starting area of Ul'dah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.